Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. A very good morning to you guys all over the world, wherever you are, especially on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday morning, and I'm excited because at least Chelsea has won. Oh yes, just 1-0 to nil, 1-0 against Everton. A match that was expected to be very tight. I think my good friend who made a phone call during our watch along predicted it's going to be 1-0. And it happened. You have won. Oh yes, it was expected to be a tough game. I knew it and I said it. There's going to be a slight margin of win. And so it was. But you see, there are a few things that we can actually point out or identify in the game yesterday afternoon. One, the presence of Romeo Lavia in the game. Romeo Lavia made all the difference in the game yesterday. You see, I am not too sure if Maresca could have done better without him. Because he has some players that he could have still used to achieve similar results, if not for the fact that he's been playing a so-called invented role with different kind of players. I know some will blame it on the injury situation. No, I will not. But one thing that was clear yesterday was that the presence of Romeo Lavia made a huge difference. Huge difference. And let me also say that Maresca himself, though he was not on a bench technically, but the team selection came from him. And so he corrected last week's imbalance. Last week's imbalance in the team. Yes, by moving Noni Madueke to the left side of the field to keep him wide and assist in the build-up process. For me, is it the first? If my memory serves me right, it's the first time we saw Noni Madueke play from the left side of the field. It's my first time. I don't remember seeing him play from that side. But we experienced a situation whereby, for instance, last week, we were not getting the assist from that wide area. Sancho did quite well, but for him to take the risks and play Noni Madueke from that left side and to assist in the build-up and create the overload, yes, the most important, creating the overload in the final third. Come on. He deserved to be applauded for that. I mean, Enzo Maresca. And Noni Madueke delivered perfectly. Perfectly. Now, I also realized that anytime, or if Chelsea can have both Reece James and Romeo Lavia fit, this squad doesn't need so much again. Would have been in a better position to get, this team in a growing stronger game after game. Romeo in a game, Reece James in a game, you can just imagine it. Romeo was taken off before Reece came on, so we didn't see it. But just imagine both in the same game together. And that is why Chelsea need a player that in the absence of Romeo Lavia can actually play the same role. It makes the job more easier for Moise Caicedo. Caicedo moving to the right back inverted role. Come on. It was so perfect for him until Romeo was taken off. Then only he came back to the midfield. But that right inverted role that Caicedo was playing alongside how do you call him? Romeo Lavia was just a perfect role. There are a few things that we need to observe in the game. Trevor Chalobah was on top of the game yesterday. Levi Colwill, somehow, not that bad, not that sharp. But in all, our defensive lineup, we still have some challenges. For Everton to be able to give some good quality shots. If not for the heroics of Robert Sanchez, Chelsea would have been down. That is the area we need to be working on. We really need to find a way to stabilize our defense. We don't have to allow. You see, it is true that Robert Sanchez, when he comes, is one of the best shot stoppers in the league. Shot stopper. I think he's the second or so on the league in the Premier League so far. But his problem is area indecision making. Sometimes he comes in and you feel like, you see, when it comes to area balls, goalkeepers, one thing I do know about them is that when it comes to area balls, you have to decide, do I want to point the ball? Do I want to catch the ball? If you want to catch the ball, you are going in as a ball you want to catch. And that also, when you don't have any attacker on you, if there's an attacker coming in, the best option is to point the ball away. We saw, I think, 2 or 3 occasions yesterday where Robert Sanchez couldn't decide whether to point it or to catch it. At the time, you saw the Everton attacker even in front of Sanchez, and Sanchez tried to catch the ball in front of the Everton player. You know, it didn't help issues. We were on 10 tackles eventually, but when it comes to shot stopping, he did well. Yesterday's game, Sanchez did extremely well with the shot stopping. Otherwise, Chelsea have been down even at least by 2 goals. What am I trying to say? We enjoyed the game, and I am still trying to analyze the game. Maybe later today, I'll be back with more analysis on it. But you see, I have talked about how counter press is one of the most underrated forms of chance creation, and the need to have good duel winners in zones where we can counter press effectively. One goal yesterday the one goal we scored yesterday is a perfect example of that. The goal we scored was a perfect example of counter press. Chalobah pressed and wins the ball. Trevor Chalobah, he pressed and won the ball. Immediately he won the ball. What next? He delivered the ball to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo with just one turn saw Jackson, straight to Jackson. Direct play. Counter press and direct play. Straight away, Enzo saw Nicola Jackson up front. He immediately delivered the ball to Jackson. And Jackson, for the first time I'm seeing Jackson shooting from outside the box. Shooting from outside the box. And we've been saying it most often. Anywhere you are around the area, shoot. Because sometimes your first touch, second touch, you end up losing the ball, especially Jackson. So anywhere around the box, shoot. And Jackson yesterday, for the first time, he was just outside the box and he shot. And it's direct. That is what we call counter press. You win the ball, 1-2, then you shoot. That is what resulted in the goal. Then after that, we relax. Most part of the game Chelsea played yesterday was only to control. After we scored a game, after we scored a goal, we were only trying to control. The simplest way to catch defensive teams off guard and out of shape is counter press. Yeah. So I believe that our coaches will have to take, cue from yesterday's goal. I don't think it was part of their plan, but the goal came in and they were excited. The one concern for Chelsea is that right now is that our forward Cole Palmer has gone from the best player arguably last season to it was this season. Yeah. I'm not too sure. But You see, against Everton yesterday, he was outshone by all of his other attacking colleagues. From Nicola Jackson to Noni Madueke. What might be the problem? Mental. Jackson's issue, Cole Palmer's issue now for me has become mental issue. This is where a team like Chelsea needs a psychologist. If we want Cole Palmer back before the Club World Cup, and if we really want to win the next 4 games and win the Conference League, and Cole Palmer has to be part of the game, then Cole Palmer needs someone to sit him down psychologically and talk to him. Like I said yesterday, the win, it was a team win, not an individual win. He didn't give assist, he didn't score a goal, but it was a team win. So that alone should be able to, dear friends, it is your breakfast. I'm still really preparing myself to come up for the real analysis of the game. Maybe later in the day, we will see. But quickly, Barcelona fans, congratulations. Barca fans, congratulations. Barca beat Real Madrid and won the Copa del Rey 3-2. Yes, so congratulations to, I will not say much about it, but I just want to say congratulations to you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.